Hi boys and girls. So today we are going to be writing the letter W. You are going to be writing with pencil. Remember to hold your pencil like this with these two fingers and then your thumb on the top. So these two fingers here and then your thumb. And when you're writing, make sure that you're using a pencil because you can erase. And you definitely want to be moving just your hand. You see how my arm really doesn't move when I form that letter. We're going to start with the lowercase letter because that is actually the more important of the two. And the reason for that is that you are going to be seeing that lowercase letter in things that you write and read more often in school than you will see the uppercase letters. Okay, I will be using marker. I still want you to use pencil. The reason I am using marker is that it shows up better on the camera. So we're going to start with the lowercase w. You want to start at that dotted line. And you're going to come down like kind of at an angle. You're going to touch this line. And then we're going to get a little tricky. We're going to come up. Usually, in most letters, it's bottom down. W is one of those exceptions to the rule. And then down. Whoops. And then up. Okay. So we're going to do it just a little bit smaller, starting at the middle, coming down, starting here and coming up, and then down, and then up. We make a nice W. Looks kind of like vampire's teeth. And then down, and then up. So I'm going to let you practice doing your W's and getting smaller with them until they're just the size that you'll need to have them to do writing. On the try the letter on your own, you want to be mindful that you are starting at that middle line, coming down and then up, then down, then up. And you're going to make a nice row. You want to make sure that you're not making it too stretched out like this because that doesn't quite look right. And you also want to make sure that you're not doing it too close together like this. They're easier whenever you trace them. Whenever we do them on our own, whenever we find out they kind of are a little bit on the hard side to do. So our word on our worksheet is water. Water begins with the W sound. Water. And we're of course going to trace the W. The A starts out by making the letter C. And then a straight line. And then T is a straight line and you just cross it. E starts out with that letter C. We're going to cross it. And then R is just a little straight line with the roof. And there's our picture of water. If you need to take a break between worksheets, that's perfectly fine. You can watch one of our movement videos or just do another activity and come back to it. However you want to do it. So here we have the capital W. You can see the capital W or the big W is much taller than the little w. It's basically the same lines, but this time we're going to go up to the top and down to the bottom. So we're going to start at the top, come down, and then right back up, and then down, and then up. So here we're starting at the top, we're coming to the bottom. You want to make sure that you're starting at the same spot up, and down, and up. You'll notice that just my hand is moving. When I make this W, I am not moving my whole arm. It's just my wrist. And of course, you're going to make them smaller and smaller as we go until we come to that word. Oh, let's do this one first. Sorry, boys and girls, I'm getting ahead of myself. When we do the try it on your own, you're going to go down, then up, then down, then up. You want to make sure that you're not doing this, spreading it out, because that's way too wide. When we write, we want to make them fairly thin, like that. Okay? And now we're going to do the word. Our word is whale. So we're going to start at the top and come down, up, down, up. We're going to start with the straight line for the H and then make a hump. We'll start by making the letter C and a line for A. L is easy, nice straight line. Letter E, we're going to make the C and then straight line. And that, of course, spells whale. One thing I ask that my students do every day is I ask that they try to write their name. And you've probably seen this part before. If you have, you can just go and write your name. You don't have to listen to it every day. The reason I do it every day is that we get new viewers every day, and I just want to make sure that we are all on the same page. So what you'll need to do is you'll need to go on to your child's website, find out which style of letter your school uses. Our local school uses Zahner Bloser. The other common type is the Donnellian. And you want to make sure that you are forming the letters correctly for your child to write his or her name. You're going to start out, do the entire name, then you're going to do the name minus one letter, and then 2, and then 3, and so on, until you get down to the bottom. There will be no letters for them to use as guides. If your child is doing this for the first time, you might want to just do 1 or 2 rows with him or her. Give them a couple weeks to be able to master this, because this is not an easy skill for a beginning writer. So after you finish your paper, you want to put it into a zip type baggie, because that will save you a ton of money on paper. You're going to simply give your child a dry erase marker, and they are going to first trace their name. And then, whoops, made a mistake. Even the grown-ups do that. And then you're going to trace and add the missing letters. So they might need help. When we make an A, we start with the C first and then the line. If they practice their name every day from now until the beginning of school, they'll be able to know their name. And that will be a tremendous, tremendous help to the teachers that work with your child. So whenever we get down to the bottom that there's nothing, she will be writing her full name. If you don't want to use paper towel every day, I know a lot of you like sustainable items, you can simply use an old sock, and you can actually slip your dry erase marker into the sock and then put the whole thing into your bag, and you've got a little ready to go activity for your child to do every day. I suggest doing this every day after breakfast because it's a great routine to get into and to set the mood for just the rest of the day. That's it for today. Goodbye. We will see you in the next video.